A couple of years ago, I did a TV log on this great series that I grew up watching as a kid. And well, it was so big that it finally got a theatrical film, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary today. So get ready, because there is no plan B, especially if you are a part of this group. Here's my review of the theatrical film adaptation of The A Team. I love it when a plan comes together. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2010 action comedy flick The A Team, released by Fox and directed by Joe Carnahan, who wrote the story along with Brian Bloom and Skip Woods. Of course, Carnahan also had done numerous things even before this and what have you, but anyway, like Narc and Smoking Aces. And after this, he would do The Gray. But anyway, I'm getting too far ahead myself. Anyway, this is based on the 1980s TV series of the same name created by Frank Lupo and Stephen J. Cannell. Starring Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Quinton Jackson, and Sharlto Copley as the titular characters, along with Jessica Biel and Patrick Wilson. The film tells the story of a special forces team who, in prison for a crime they did not commit, as you probably know the story by watching the TV show, that is, escapes and sets out to clear their names. Cannell also produced this along with Tony Scott and his brother Ridley, who of course served as executive producer, as this was a production through their Scott Free Productions. The film was released on this day, June 11th, 2010. It kind of factually underperformed at the box office, but well, it still did alright and what have you. This film had been in development since the mid 90s and had gone through all sorts of things, but they soon finally got it right in 2009. It got mixed reviews and what have you. So let's get into the story. John Hannibal Smith is held captive in Mexico by two corrupt federal police officers working for renegade General Javier Tuco. Hannibal escapes and sets out to rescue his friend Templeton Face Peck, who is also held captive at Tuco's ranch. Hannibal saves Face after enlisting former Ranger B.A. Baracus, driving to the rescue in B.A.'s modified GMC Vandura. Pursued by Tuco, they stop at a nearby army hospital to recruit the services of a pilot, H.M. Howling Mad Murdoch. They flee in a medical helicopter and are chased by Tuco in a dogfight. They lure Tuco's helicopter into American airspace, where it is shot down by a fighter jet for trespassing, killing Tuco. 8 years later in Iraq, Hannibal is contacted by CIA Special Activities Division operative Lynch, who assigns them on a black operation to recover U.S. Treasury plates and over $1 billion in cash slated to move out of Baghdad. Hannibal's commanding officer, General Morrison, consents to the operation, but Morrison seems somewhat pensive about the mission. Face's former girlfriend, defense criminal investigative service captain Teresa Sosa, also tries to discourage the team from getting the plates. The mission proceeds regardless and is successful, but when the team returns to base, both the money and Morrison's vehicle are destroyed by Brock Pike and his men from the private security firm Black Forest. Without Morrison, the only proof that they were authorized to act, the team are court-martialed, sentenced to 10 years in separate supermax prisons, and dishonorably discharged because the plates were her responsibility. Sosa is demoted to lieutenant. 6 months later, Lynch visits Hannibal in prison and tells him that Pike may be trying to sell the plates with the help of an Arab backer. Hannibal, who has been tracking Pike on his own, makes a deal with Lynch. Full reinstatement and clean records for his team in return for the plates. Lynch agrees and Hannibal escapes, breaking out Face, BA, and Murdoch in the process. The team hijacks a C 130, which is destroyed by pursuing Reaper UCAVs, but not before the team parachutes away in M8 light tank stashed aboard, using its airdrop parachutes and recoil from the main gun to fly the tank to the ground. The team moves to reclaim the plates and kidnaps Pike's backer. They discover that the backer is actually General Morrison in disguise, who plied with Lynch and Pike to steal the plates, but teamed up with Pike to double cross Lynch and fake his death. Meanwhile, Lynch orders an airstrike to kill the team and Morrison, but the team manages to escape while Morrison is killed in the explosion. Now for the final act and the ending. As always, you know what to do. Go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below once you've stopped this video. If you've seen this movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds are over with. Okay, you've been warned. Hannibal arranges to meet Sosa on board a container ship at the port of LA, claiming he will hand over Morrison and the plates. Face then calls Sosa and conspires on a different plan with her, knowing Lynch was probably eavesdropping on the call. It all unfolds according to plan until Pike, now working with Lynch, blows up the container ship with a rocket launcher and chases Face. B.A., who became a pacifist during his prison time, eventually confronts Pike before killing him and saving Face's life. Hannibal lures Lynch into a container with Murdoch, who, wearing a covered bulletproof helmet filled with ketchup, is portraying Morrison with recordings of Morrison before his death. Lynch shoots at Murdoch's head and, believing that he has killed Morrison, is later tricked into admitting that he stole the plates and is subsequently caught and arrested by Sosa for his crimes. CIA agents, led by a separate Lynch, claim custody of the original. Despite their success and proving themselves innocent, the military still arrests the team for escaping from federal prison, which is a criminal offense. Sosa is reinstated to captain, but she promises to do all she can to set the team free and kiss his face, and everybody is led to a prison van. But Face opens his mouth, revealing a handcuff key Sosa gave him through the kiss. End of story. So, what did I think of the 18 flick? Well, I am going to say I actually enjoyed it. I really liked it. Well, I really liked the TV show a whole lot more, but overall, I still thought it was pretty good and what have you. The film did okay, but unfortunately felt like it in a way underperformed. Though it lost to the Karate Kid, which also opened, the film kind of did underperformed at the box office, making 177 million worldwide against its 110 million budget. A sequel was initially anticipated, but as the film underperformed, plans were scrapped. The film's reviews were mixed and what have you. Critics praised the cast and action sequences, but the script was criticized though. Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 48, saying the film assembles a top-rate cast only to ditch the show's appealing, silly premise for explosive yet muddled blockbuster filmmaking. Metacritic has a score of 47, and CinemaScore gave it an average B plus grade. Entertainment Weekly says the film "It's trash, so compacted it glows." Time magazine calls the film the best in a mediocre lineup of summer action flicks, and that a coherent plot and complex characterization, well, it lacks. Though the reviewer for it does note that these qualities are irrelevant to the genre. Rolling Stone called the film a big, loud, ludicrous, and added into visual incomprehension, but pity the fool who lets that stand in the way of enjoying the film. The Hollywood Reporter criticized the story, the character development, and logic, calling it nearly writer-free, And the same Petersburg Times was more positive, called the film literally a blast from start to finish, and praises it for containing more thrills than the average shoot 'em up. Roger Ebert, though, was not impressed, calling this film an incomprehensible mess, criticizing that the film for being as shallow as the TV series itself, which is described as punishment when drawn out to a 2 hour long film. The Star Ledger complained the filmmakers remembered little more from the television series than a Dirty Dozen gimmick, and compares the film to the awful Smoking Aces. Yeah, I should say awful, by the same director. I've seen that film. Yeah, which was alright and what have you, but nope. Anyway, but nevertheless, I still had a blast and what have you. Joe Carnahan's direction was pretty decent enough. Of course, after this, he would go on to do some other films and what have you, including The Grey, which happened to star Liam Neeson, who I'll get to in a little bit. He also recently directed Cop Shop and more recently Shadow Force, which came out last month, but that film tanked big time. He's also recently written and directed several episodes of the recent hit NBC series, The Blacklist. However, another good thing about this film is Alan Silvestri's score for this. Now, he does a good job in what have you. Of course, you do get to hear the great theme song, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure, yes. We also get to hear some other pretty good songs and what have you. Some of them are pretty classic and some are recent, what have you. That's it. Now then, for the cast, we have Liam Neeson as John Hannibal Smith. Now, at first, I didn't think he would be as good for that role. I mean, since I like George Papard in the original, but after watching the trailers, he proved I was wrong. I'd say he was really good. I think Papard would have been pretty proud of him if he was still around. Next, playing Templeton Faceman Peck is Bradley Cooper. I'd say he did pretty good in his performance. Now, actually, you do get to see a cameo appearance from the original Face, Dirk Benedict, as well as Dwight Schultz, the original Murdoch, as well, with their equivalents. Of course, playing Murdoch is Sharlto Copley, who most people recently saw him in the sci-fi film District 9. Playing Bosco B.A. Baracus is Quinton Rampage Jackson. Well, he's pretty good and what have you, but I kind of like Mr. T a little more. Although it is a shame he didn't have a cameo in it, unfortunately. Anyway, playing Charissa is Jessica Biel. She's not bad. Patrick Wilson plays Vance Burress, aka Agent Lynch. Yeah. While John Hamm played the other Lynch, but unfortunately was uncredited. And playing General Morrison is Gerald McRaney, who actually had appeared on numerous shows, including Simon and Simon and Major Dad. Of course, he also appeared in Promised Land as well. And there's several others and what have you, including voice actor Corey Burton, who does the narration for this. Yeah. Now, actually, Benedict and Schultz's cameos were really big surprise and what have you. See, Benedict plays Face's fellow Tangbeck client, who was credited as Pensacola prisoner Milt, and Schultz plays the German neurologist who examines Murdoch. Now, these scenes are integrated in the film proper in the special unrated extended cut, which I've seen both versions of this film. I did go see this film in the theater, and I did actually streamed the special unrated cut of the film I think it was last year or 2 years ago. But I must say that was pretty good too. So anyway, yes. So anyway, the two cameos were featured in the unrated cut. Now, of course, they were pushed back after the end credits in the original cut due to pacing, which that's completely understandable. It was nice to see the actual A-Team van as well. Now, of course, the main group expressed interest in doing a sequel originally. But however, it just didn't do it because, well, yeah. Now, for comments though, Dirk Benedict spoke of regretting his cameo, saying, "You'll miss me if you blink. I kind of regret doing it because it's a non-part. They wanted to be able to say, oh yeah, the original cast are in it, but we're not. It's 3 seconds. It's kind of insulting." Now, as for Dwight Schultz, on the other hand, well, he issued a statement to his official fan site that the film pays homage to the series while it eschews its essential working premise: a band of capable military brothers for hire determined to save underdog and usually poor civilians from scum. The team characters are sufficiently different and, with so many roles reversed from the original, one could say they are not really derivative, save for their names. I also know that Copley's Murdoch is faithful to the original, but at the same time is big screen twisted and right at home with the new team. Now, even though Mr. T doesn't appear, he was offered a cameo, but he turned it down, unfortunately, feeling it would not be right for him to appear in the film if he did not play Baracus. Well, in an interview with Script Magazine, director Joe Carnahan himself claimed that, well, T, after viewing scenes from the film, thought the final product was the greatest thing in the world. After the premiere of the film, T allegedly stated that he had become disillusioned and felt the story emphasized sex and violence, and that it was unfaithful to the original series. An attorney for T later stated that the actor had not yet seen the film and could not comment on it. Well, that's understandable and what have you. But anyway, this film's become a guilty pleasure, and I'm gotta say, the A-Team is definitely a fun film that I think I'd rather check out the original series. But if you are interested in this one, I think you should go for it. I'd say give this a one-time watch. You might like it, you may not. If you don't like it, then just stick with the original A-Team series. This film is pretty fun and what have you, especially with some scenes and what have you, especially with the tank scene. Yeah, that was really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So that's going to do it. And the cast isn't too bad. Ellen Silvestri's score is good, though. And that's that. But also the action works as well. So, what did you think of the A-Team film? Well, give me your comment and leave it for me in the comment section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you'd like. And next time, I'll be bringing to you a re-review of the original Stepfather. So if you like this, consider checking out these other films I've reviewed. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of another action comedy film that Fox had done 5 years prior in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which recently celebrated its 20th anniversary. Or if you'd like another film based on a TV show from the 80s, check out my review of The Fall Guy from last year in 2024 in the upper right-hand corner. Or if you'd like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my TV log of the original series itself, The A-Team, which came out in 1983. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.